Hello, and this is the start of doing the head rebuild on the 92X Aero slash Subaru WRX. First, I've gotten all the parts, including some extra stuff like storage tray, blankets so I don't scratch up the fenders, whatnot. I'll get to those parts later. I'll unbox them. But for now, we need to unbox the engine hoist. I also have a really old U-Haul engine stand that's probably like 40 years old. I have no idea. Got it from a friend's grandpa. Still works perfectly fine. Just looks like it's rusty, which, well, I mean, it is rusty, but only on the surface. Everything on it works. I am gonna have to use the bell housing bolts for these holes to mount the engine to it. But first, we need to get this engine hoist out and built. Alright, it's now the next day. I have put the engine hoist together. However, I had an oversight. I didn't think about this. I can't lift an engine with just that. So I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight and grab it's like you put it to that, you connect it to that, and you can turn it left or right and it'll angle the engine, but it also has like 4 chains you can attach onto the engine to lift it out. So I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight real quick and grab that. But I also cleared a lot of room. That being said, there's still a bunch of shit in the way. So basically, I'm gonna move my dad's Bronco. I'm gonna move my 900, and then I'm gonna take the 92. I'm gonna basically drive it over there, a little bit in the grass probably, just so I could get a better angle. I might move the snowblower, the dirt bike, might move those too if I have to, and the lawnmower. I'm gonna drive it backwards over there. I'm gonna try to get it as far back as I can. I might have to move the roof rack for the Bronco. And I'm just gonna try to get it as back and to the right as possible. And then I'll hopefully have enough room for the hoist, for the tools, and everything else. So we're gonna go to Harbor Freight real quick. And I'll unbox all those once I'm ready, I guess. Once I'm finally ready to put the engine back together. So let's go ahead and grab that hoist tool real quick. Alright, I went ahead and got the leveler. Basically, the way it works, it's bagged here. The way it works is you connect this to the hoist, and then you use this side just to crank it left or right, and it'll just tilt it however which way you want it, which makes it easier for taking engines out. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on there and see how it looks. All right, went ahead and put it on there. Basically, you just loop these chains through the hole and they're cut out so they just go straight through. And then, yeah, that's together. Hopefully this engine hoist isn't too big. I told my grandpa that 1 ton would be fine, but he insisted on getting the 2 ton. I'm sure those legs will fit between the car. I would think, right? Right? I don't know. But now I have to drive the car in here. I'm definitely gonna move the snowblower. I think I'm gonna move the mower and the bike. I might move this stuff just back, but let's go ahead. I need to switch them. Drive the Bronco on that side and then move the 92 over here. And I got the 900 down there out of the way. But yeah, let's go ahead and try to do that. And I'll hopefully show you next that it's just in position. Okay, so I actually have way more room than I thought. I thought I was going to be up to like right here with the car, but no, I was able to get it way farther back than I thought I would. So I might actually have a lot of room to work with, like way more than I thought. But okay, so I backed it in, not the first try, I backed it in first and I was a little farther, I was like here. And that was just a little too close for the toolboxes and all this stuff right here that I'm going to need access to anyway. So I figured, all right, let's try it again. So I drove back out and then just angled it more and then went backwards. But I would not have been able to do that if I didn't move this stuff. So that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and see if the hoist will actually fit like under the car and just see how far it can go in. Let's do that real quick. Okay, so it does fit. It like barely fits, but it fits. At least up and down. I don't know about side to side yet. There are a few things I need to do to prepare the car for taking the engine out. I need to drain the coolant, I need to drain the oil, I need to take the battery out, and then we can start like taking stuff off that you would need to take off to take the engine out. But until then, I need to do those couple of things. I also need to put wheel chocks on the rear wheels just in case. Never be too safe. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and drain the oil. I'm gonna drain the coolant. I got a spare 5-quart of empty bottle over there for the oil, and I got a bucket because last time I checked, the coolant was okay. It still looked green. So I think it'll be okay to use or reuse. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way and start draining stuff. All right, I went ahead and drained the oil on the coolant. The coolant is a little darker than I wanted it to be. And I think I'm honestly just gonna have to get new coolant because that's darker than I thought it was. It looked greener in the black bucket, which kind of makes sense. But whatever. You know what? I was kind of expecting it, so yeah. The oil, which is in the bucket in a 5-quart bottle over there, it was more like 4 quarts, and I put 5 quarts in it, and I had been refilling it every once in a while because it does burn oil. So unsurprisingly, it was lower than I thought, but it was black, which makes sense because it was about 2,000 miles over when I usually change it. I usually change it at 3,000 miles. I haven't put this on yet. So I was expecting it to be black, but it was clean. There wasn't any metal chunks or flakes in there, which is very good. So I'm happy with that. Let me get the glove. I already cut myself. I cut myself like taking like that engine cover, that plastic one over there that just sits, or it mounts the bottom of the subframe and then just like protects the engine from getting crappy and dirty. Yeah, somehow I cut myself taking that out. That's annoying. So now I'm gonna watch a video, start watching a video on how to disconnect everything and take this engine out, and then we're hopefully going to eventually take it out. But I'm gonna start working on that, so I'll update you guys on that soon. All right, the engine is, I think, ready to be pulled out. Hold on, let me wait for the lens. Oh, that's better. Okay, I took off the fuel lines, I took the engine mounts off, I took the intercooler off, the alternator, I drained the oil, the coolant, I drained some of the power steering, which is really shitty. I didn't want to do that, but I had to. It wasn't even that like black, it still was red. I mean, it was browner than it probably should have been, but it was still usable. Now I gotta go pick up power steering fluid and coolant, which is annoying, but oh well. Now I'm gonna have to take the engine hoist, put it under the car. I haven't seen if it'll fit all the way with it being jacked up. I also can't put the wheel on and put it on the ground like I wanted to because the lower ball joint is off and I don't feel like putting it back on. So in the video I'm watching, the guy takes it out with it hoisted up on jack stands, so it'll probably be fine. And it's gonna have to stay like that until I put the engine back on. So, but I think it's ready to be taken out. Let's go ahead and do that. I am super close. I took the other CV shaft out because I thought that's what was holding it down. It wasn't. I also had to take off. So in the video I watched, here, I'll show you. In the video I watched, it told me to take off the power steering pump. I couldn't take it off for the life of me. I thought, okay, whatever. The reason to take it off is not only does it give you more room to work on the heads and whatnot and the timing, but it also lets it so these lines right here, this line and that line, don't try to come up with it. So I had to take the turbo coolant expansion tank off, take off the line there, and then just undo the line here. And I already broke a bracket, which I don't really care about. It just goes to this hose. So I don't know, I'm super close. Like, I've gotten that much of it separated. It's just those two stupid fucking studs on the bottom that are left. I don't know why they put them there, because there's already like alignment dowels in the transmission bell housing for the block. So I don't know why they put those two stupid studs on the bottom. That's so annoying. But I'm super close. If I had another person with me, which I don't, one of them the other guy would just put their weight on that and push it down while I pull this up, and those studs would straighten out and I just pull it back basically. But because I don't have anybody with me, I can't do that. I'll update soon. I think that's it. Hopefully this has enough jack. I think it does. this one and everything. Bastard. Yeah, that's it. First engine pull of my life. The only, okay, well, I'm just gonna fix that. The second most advanced thing I've ever done was drop a transmission, which was out of the 900. I had help from my dad. Wow. Hell yeah. I need to clear some rid of. Brings it a little more. Oh, I'm getting greedy at this point. Oh, and the crack. Holy shit. Can't believe I actually fucking did it. All of myself. Oh, that's not too much. Now I just gotta take all this shit off. And that's gonna be a pain in the ass. God damn. You can just see how, okay, let me bring you over. You can see how caked this fucking, you can just see how, sorry, that's a terrible camera angle. Just like, see how caked that is. Like, look how bad that is. I mean, the clutch still worked fine. It still grabbed fine. But you can see how worn it was. Like, holy shit. Now, look, if it were up to me, if I had infinite money, I would have put it like a stage 2 in here. But stage 2 clutch is just the clutch. Nothing else. Well, I mean, clutch, throwout bearing, and pressure plate. But for a full clutch kit, it would have been like $800 or $900, which is about as much as all the other parts cost. And that's just to get the engine running correctly. But, yeah. Okay. I'm like deep clean this thing too. Give it a full treatment. Well, maybe not full treatment, but a good treatment. But you can see, pretty sure it's this head that was burning. Yeah, you can see it, like all the oil that's gotten out but not burned off. So it's passenger side head that was burned. That's fucked up. Okay. Now, I was thinking of putting the engine on the engine stand tonight, but at this point, I'm really tired, dirty, I'm hungry, I need a shower. Let's look at that. Look how dirty that is. I'll give that, all of that a clean as well. So I think at this point, I'm just gonna leave it out like this and hope and pray that it doesn't fall during the middle of the night. Because if it falls, this engine's destroyed. At least the oil pan is. If I'm lucky, it'll just be the oil pan if it does fall. I don't know. But it's awesome. Second day too, I was expecting it. I was trying to do it the first day, but no way in hell I could have gotten this done on the first day. But second day, not bad. Not bad at all. That's it for tonight. See you tomorrow. Okay, I decided to go ahead and put it on the engine stand just to be safe. Although I'm not just now realizing these stupid fucking studs. Also, yeah, these are the stupid ass studs that were getting in the way. I don't know. Anyway, I went ahead and took off the pressure plate. This ain't great. I think it'll be okay. But let me just show you the clutch. You can see how cooked this thing was. Like, yeah, it needed to be changed. That's pretty bad. I mean, it's down to just like, there's no material left. There's almost no material left, really. I'm surprised it drove as good as it did with this little amount of material. Like, seriously. You can see, I mean, you can see how heat warped it got, or how much heat it went through when the metal discolors like that. You can see on the pressure plate as well how discolored it is. This throttle bearing is, I don't know if that's good or not. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's okay. Might just be because how it's designed, but just to sit in there loosely, who knows? I don't know. But yeah, this thing definitely needed a change. It is creating clutch dust all over the fucking place. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to put an engine on there. I already got the bell house bolts on there. I'm kind of worried now that those fucking studs are gonna get in my way, but we're about to find out. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on there though. All right, this is now day 3 of taking the engine out and rebuilding it. Right now I am taking the intake off. I've already started. I already got this side fully disconnected. So I think it moves a little, not really though. But I'm gonna get the intake off first because it's harder, and then the exhaust. Because all the exhaust, there's nothing on the exhaust. There's the heat shields and then like one O2 sensor. There's nothing else on the exhaust. But the intake, there's a bunch of shit on it. A bunch of fuel lines, sensors, throttle body stuff. Way more complicated. I'm gonna get the intake off first. I've already gotten this side done. Now I just need to work on this side. And then there's a bunch of wires I need to disconnect, but other than that, it should just like pop straight off. Hopefully these don't bite me in the ass, because the guide said to take them off. I didn't because they were difficult. Hopefully they don't screw me over. Okay, just got the intake off. I had to take off a lot of electrical connectors, hoses, and whatnot, so I'm kind of worried I'm not going to be able to remember what goes where. I mean, I took pictures of I took as much pictures as I could, but who knows, I'm a dumbass. So God, I hope I didn't get water down there. But intake's off. I'm gonna clean up this a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take off the exhaust manifold, and I'll get back to it. Okay, I forgot to update, but I took off the intake manifold, the exhaust manifold, the heat shield, the up pipe, and now I am taking off the timing stuff in order to get the heads off, because that's the only way you can take off the heads, because the cranks would be, or the camshafts would be tensioned if you didn't. So I'm taking off both sides right now. I'm gonna have to take off the tensioners, all of the tensioners, all these idler pulleys, the tensioner. So okay, so idler pulleys including this gear. This gear 1, these are known for exploding every 100,000 miles. This car almost has 200,000 miles, and the last big service, which I think includes a timing service, was 98,000 miles. So I was pretty much overdue to change it, but thank God it didn't explode, because this is my daily. So now I need to spin it over on the crank bolt and get all the marks lined up, all these marks, and get it lined up, this mark lined up with the oil pump. And then I need to go ahead and take off the tensioner, all these pulleys, and then eventually these cam gears, and then we'll go from there. All right, quick update. I am really close to getting the heads off, the head bolt, or at least one of the heads. But these head bolts are extremely tight. I tried a 3/8 ratchet with a breaker bar, like from the jack. That was a bad idea. I broke the ratchet, an extension, or yeah, a ratchet and an extension so far. So I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight and grab a 1/2-inch breaker bar. Actually, wait, I think I already have one. I can check real quick. But I need to grab a 1/2-inch breaker bar from here. I think, yeah, there we go. The 1/2-inch breaker bar. Also, there's the cams. This goes for the exhaust, and that one is for the intake. And then I also need to grab 1/2-inch 12-point sockets, because the only breaker bar I have is a 1/2-inch, and I don't have any 1/2-inch 12-point sockets. So I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight real quick, grab those. Hopefully we get the one head off. But so far it's been pretty smooth. I took off all the timing as well, but it's been pretty smooth so far. It's been pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna need to go to Harbor Freight real quick and grab that. Okay, cool. I just came back from Harbor Freight. I got that 1/2-inch 14 mil 12-point socket, and it came right off. Although it didn't come right off, I forgot to take this off. I'm a dumbass. I flipped it upside down. I dropped a couple of these. I think they're okay. The shims on the inside of them are what really space them out, but still, me dropping them just makes me feel nervous. I don't know. But after looking at the cylinders, they actually look really good. They look clean, they don't look scratched up to shit. I think this engine's actually pretty good. This little coloration right here is oil wash, but it's not too bad, and it could just be because I'm pretty sure this engine was running lean, because I looked at the valves on the head and they were white, which means it was running lean, so it could be that too. I don't know. It was also burning oil from the head gaskets. That could probably do it too, not just piston rings. But yeah, that's one of the head gaskets, or not head gaskets. One of the heads down. Now it's just time for the other one, which means I got to do this whole ass process on the other side. I'm hoping I can get this done in time the next hour, so I can get the heads off to a machine shop and machine down. Let's try to do that. Okay, it's been a while, but I got both the heads off. Got the old gaskets. I already got the heads boxed up in the box for the clutch over there, ready to be sent to the machine shop, or well, I'm gonna drive them there, obviously. I have a funny idea for, I think I already told you, but I'm gonna put these old I'm gonna put one head gasket each in a picture frame, give one to the old owner, because he's a family friend, so I know him, and one to my uncle, because it's his birthday. So I think he'll find it funny, because he used to have a STI. And before he got a Stinger, he was about to get an STI, but then he found his Kia Stinger and he got that instead. So I think he'll find that funny. But that's it for today. I guess maybe if I get back, I'll try to clean it up a little. But I can't really think of anything else to do. I'll look through my parts and see if there's anything on there that I can go ahead and do. I don't know. But right now, this engine is ready to be rebuilt. Oh, I guess I could clean up this. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Take a razor blade very carefully, very clean and all, and very carefully clean all this off. I could do that. So, but yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Alright, I'm gonna actually do face cam. I just got back from the machine shop. They're really reliable. I know they are. I've had 2 people tell me that they're great and they do everything work. All their work is really good. They're really reliable. They have good prices. They told me for both the heads to get done at best, and I mean at best, and this is probably not gonna happen because they have a bunch of stuff there. They're a bunch of old guys, and they have like hundreds of engine heads to do. At best 2 weeks. So 2 more weeks and $600 more, and that's just kind of bummed me out. But like, they're professionals. They know what they're doing. I trust them. I understand why it takes 2 weeks. They have a lot of heads there. There's only like 5 of them. There's only 5 of them in there. They're all a specialist in the field. Like, one guy is a valve guy, the other guy does the machining down, the other guy does the whatever. So they're gonna clean it, they're gonna resurface, they're gonna they're gonna grind the valves down so that they're perfect again, and they're also gonna clean and polish the camshafts, because the camshafts, mine were fine. They looked fine to me. They didn't look that bad, but you could tell they were slightly worn. So they're gonna polish them and make them look nice, and they're gonna make them pretty much be brand new. So, oh well, it's just how it is sometimes. So for now, that's the end of this project. I'll pick it back up once I get those heads back. I'll put them back on the engine, but this is what the engine looks like right now. Really short, small. So until then, y'all have to wait. But I also, before I turn the camera off, I went ahead and got a picture frame from Michael's, or 2 picture frames. I'm gonna give one to the old owner and one to my uncle. And I'm gonna box them up right now, or frame them up right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and give one to the old owner while it's still light out. But yeah, that'll be nice. So for now, that's the end of this project. My dad wasn't happy. Well, he wasn't mad at me. It's just how it is. 2 or 3 weeks out of my control. I can't help that. He's annoyed like I am that it's gonna take that long. So, oh well, it's just how it is. See you then.